weeks of speculation and days of anticipation, we finally got the answer we were looking for. Who was on the phone with Randy Orton? WWE has been predictable the last few months, and we wanted them to shake things up. But like a wise man once told me, be careful what you ask for because you just might get it. Zach, what are you doing? Heel Randy Orton was literally the best thing you had and what everyone was looking forward to going to this year's WrestleMania 40 snooze. All you had to do was take it back to 2009 when he was the apex predator causing havoc everywhere, beating people up, acting like a maniac, being the legend killer. Instead, you're up there in your office watching too much First 48 and detective shows, so you couldn't help yourself. You had to take us on this whole mystery about who's on the phone with Randy Orton. Disappointed is an understatement. We all watched this and felt like we was on an elevator at the top floor and you just let us down. And this is crazy, man. Out of all the people you could have picked, you wound up picking Pat McAfee. Man, I'm gonna be honest, this is whack to me. Do you know how fire it would have been if it was Ted DiBiase Jr. as one of the people on the phone with Randy, fresh off of beating the feds, then turning around helping Randy Orton to beat Cody Rhodes? That would have been fire. Or Stephanie McMahon, she fresh off of slapping a taste out of Raheem's mouth on Raw a few days ago, and she let him know he's not beating this version of Randy Orton. Or what about the final boss, The Rock, coming out and giving everybody goosebumps, Cody Rhodes' biggest rival? That would have been fire too. Or maybe even Kevin Owens. Yeah, it would have been predictable, but it would have made the most sense storyline-wise. His relationship with Cody Rhodes, being close to Randy, being in his corner, it would have just made sense. And speaking of Kevin Owens, he even tweeted this a little bit after Pat McAfee was revealed as the person on the phone. He posted a picture of his dog sleeping right after the Randy Orton segment, basically saying the whole thing was a snooze fest and it could have been better. This whole thing is ironic if you think about it. When it comes to the list of people that could have been on the phone with Randy Orton, you would have did a good job if you just put Pat on the back. Instead, y'all botched it, and that is a fact. Move this man! Now, as much as a lot of us would like to throw a truck full of tomatoes at Triple H for this booking decision, it might be a lot more to this story. Minutes after Crackdown went off the air, there were reports and rumors circulating that the decision to have Pat McAfee be the guy on the phone with Randy Orton wasn't from Triple H, but actually came from the higher-ups at TKO. Shout out to RingsideNews.com. They wrote an article saying, according to PW Insider Elite, there is growing belief within WWE that the decision to insert McAfee into the storyline was pushed from the corporate side rather than the creative team itself. The move surprised some internally, especially given how heavily McAfee was featured during their April 3rd episode of Crackdown. The reports indicate that WWE sources believe that the initiative came from TKO leadership, not the writers handling the weekly television direction. One source even suggested that the push may have come from the very top of the company, though that detail has not been officially confirmed. Ari Emanuel thinks that Pat McAfee is going to move the needle when it comes to selling WrestleMania tickets. Yeah, right. The only needle that's going to move is one filled with anesthesia, because this show is going to put a whole stadium to sleep. Man, what is this guy thinking? Oh, I get it now. Jelly Roll, I Show Speed, Pat McAfee, Logan Paul, Little Yachty. WWE is putting way more investment in the celebrities than the actual talent they have backstage. Apollo Crews, The Street Profits, Royce Keys, Johnny Gargano. Dog, this company is so annoying and they do nothing new. WWE booking is literally like riding in a car with a toddler. Oh, why you say that, Bobby Monsoon? Because it's obvious. The storylines that took a back seat company should be embarrassed if you asked me. Now, shout out to Mutates on Instagram. I came across some disturbing information I wasn't really aware of. So apparently, WrestleMania 40 Snooze is projected to be the lowest attended WrestleMania in 20 years, excluding 2020 and 2021, of course, the pandemic era. Night 1 just sold a little over 38,000 tickets. Night 2 is sitting just over 40,000, barely. Here's the crazy part. Even with the ticket prices dropping 49%, WrestleMania is still projected to be average under 50,000 tickets sold per night. That's down 18% from last year. The last time WrestleMania had numbers this low was WrestleMania 22 in 2006. But here's the difference. That show sold out the All-State Arena in 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes. And if that wasn't bad enough, this year is also projected to be the least attended stadium WrestleMania of all time. Again, excluding the pandemic years. Now, I'm not the best with numbers, but even I could tell that the math ain't mathin', and I got a funny feeling Triple H is gonna hear these 2 words before 2027 comes around. You're fired! Man, the tickets for this show is at an all-time low, and I've never seen it this bad. You could take a cup of salt water and sell it to the Atlantic Ocean before you could sell some of these WrestleMania tickets, man. Literally. Did WWE really die? Pat McAfee was gonna help TKO get out of $3 billion of Pat McAfee. We was just excited for Hill Randy Orton that they put us back to sleep. Does WWE really die? Pat McAfee was gonna help TKO get out of $3 billion of it ain't gonna help him get out of the $3 billion of This ad is brought to you by the Pirates in the chat. Go to Monsoon.com. Get your Ruthless Depression ad t-shirt. If you're sick of the BS in professional wrestling, if you're sick of the soulless billionaires taking advantage of the fans, show them you had enough. Go to BobbyMonsoon.com. Get the Ruthless Depression ad t-shirt. Then, now, and never again. Crackdown started off with Randy Orton cutting a promo in front of the St. Louis crowd, and man, we was all waiting. We was all on the edge of our seat about who was on the phone with Randy Orton, man. I was actually tuned in to Crackdown 10 minutes before it came on, dog. I was literally like, man, who is it gonna be? I was really expecting Kevin Owens, but what do you know? Pat McAfee shows up. And man, it gets ugly. Before he showed up though, bro, you had Cody Rhodes coming out there. He was actually beating up Randy Orton in the corner. Pat McAfee shows out of nowhere, kicks Cody Rhodes where the sun don't shine. Then they both start to just trash Cody Rhodes, man. Randy Orton got the chair. He's choking him with the chair. Pat McAfee cutting a promo. And man, I heard my man Fearfully Confident. He said this in my live yesterday, and it really stuck with me because it was like, I couldn't have said it better myself, man. It was the right message, but it was the wrong messenger, man. And I'm going to elaborate a little bit on this, dog. Like, okay, it was a good message. It was the right message, whatever you want to call it. But the messenger wasn't supposed to be Pat McAfee. And if it is Pat McAfee, because I'm a fan of Pat McAfee, I like him on commentary, I like him in the ring, I think he's a solid character. Pat McAfee wouldn't have been a problem. The problem is you anticipated this whole big reveal. We're actually excited. And then you turn around and it's Pat McAfee and it's just like anticlimactic, man. Once again, it's the creative. And it actually puts Pat McAfee in a position to where now he's fighting from behind, man. People are not even giving him a chance to tell his story. But I actually listened to the story he was trying to tell. And he was like, man, wrestling sucks. Basically, dog. Cody Rhodes as a champion not working. WrestleMania tickets are down. Bro, we need Randy Orton as champion. We need to bring the Attitude Era back. We need to spice things up. What Rock say a few years ago, we need wrestling to be cool again. Right now, it's been a steep decline. We need to shake things up. I agree with everything Pat McAfee says. It was just, God, creative set it up so wrong and it kind of fell flat, man. But Pat McAfee actually doubled down on his take though, man. He actually told everybody, like, look, if you don't like me, great. Randy Orton loses at WrestleMania, I won't never step foot in WWE again. That sounds familiar. Sounds like an AEW storyline we just seen with Hangman Adam Page. When Hangman told MJF, if I lose, I'll never get another title shot at the AEW Championship. But we all know WWE watches AEW and they do the click, copy, click, paste. Let's see what they're going to do. I'm hoping Pat McAfee goes on his show and start telling a story. Start burying current WWE. Start sending out more tweets. It's only 14 days until WrestleMania, bro. You're going to have to pick it up because WWE made a last minute decision and now we're all stuck trying to figure out how do you go from super babyface with Michael Cole and on the commentator's table until the big bad wolf. Let's connect the dots, brother. Next you got I don't want no scrubs. Scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Sitting on the passenger side of his best friend's ride. Trying to holler at me. TLC. T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili. Going at it with Rhea Ripley, and Triple H couldn't help himself. It only was about 2.5 hours, and now we get Rhea Ripley and Io Sky back. Hugging each other like we already didn't have to deal with that the whole 2025. My God, can this dude think of anything else for Io Sky to do? But to be in segments with Rhea Ripley, this is one of the best wrestlers in the world, right? Why doesn't she have a storyline 14 days? Going into WrestleMania, do you know there's other women in WWE other than Asuka and Kairi Sane? She's been doing the same storyline literally since Damage Control. This has been nothing else with Io Sky. Nothing! Is Rhea Ripley never beaten Io Sky in a one-on-one match? They take that and they just act like it doesn't exist. Why? I don't know. What's a better time to tell that story than Mania season? Especially when you got record low tickets, zero storylines, a long list of celebrities. Michin had a match with Rhea Ripley. Nobody in their right mind thought Rhea Ripley was gonna lose to Michin. Michin is a fire wrestler. Unfortunately, she's stuck with horrible creative, like 95% of the wrestlers in this company, bro. Next, you have the worst storyline right next to the worst storyline. I honestly, it's getting hard for me to pick what's worse. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, or Solo Sikoa and Uncle Howley fighting over a $17 lantern that said Walmart! This is sad, dog. Oh my God, this storyline sucks so bad that we're telling it on Crackdown, wasting TV time. They won't even put it on WrestleMania. They won't even put it on the pre-show. They won't put it on the after show. They won't put it at the press conference. Why are we telling this story, wasting valuable TV time when WrestleMania is 14 days away? You could have been telling other stories. Randy Orton could have been somewhere causing havoc, being an apex predator. Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. They could have actually been telling a story instead of having TLC and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky beef. You could have actually been using the heat that you had from previously when they first started the realize that was going to be at WrestleMania and taking advantage of it. You could have been doing way more than a storyline that is going to lead to nothing at WrestleMania. And it's sick, man. I almost forgot Solo Sikoa, Bachelor, Jeff Nye, Hakuna Matata, the MFTs. This faction actually has potential, y'all. Believe it or not, I really believe, like, if you even have a little bit of good creative, we can see Hakuna Matata really use his height and really be a dominant force. We can see Solo Sikoa really be a leader. Dawg, Solo Sikoa has been, oh my God, he was set up perfectly. perfectly. They botched every single thing they gave to this guy, dog. And he goes out and he tries his best to try to be over as a character, try to be a heel. But it's like, my God, you're having them fight over this meaningless ladder. And Uncle Howdy needs to drop the Uncle Howdy character. I said this a million times. Bo Dallas, it just works way better, bro. The real person works way better. That's why you're in the vignettes that translate so much better than this stupid mask and this character. How many months we gonna have to suffer through this before we all realize this is not working? Next, once again, you got the best thing on Crackdown. Whoop that Trick Willie. Trick Williams. Little Yachty now. Oh my God, I'm so sick of WWE using celebrities, but I'm going to keep it a bean. Little Yachty and Trick Williams might be a combination we didn't know we needed, man. Little Yachty is just kind of perfect of being Trick Williams, you know what I mean? Backup, man. You know what I mean? He got the ad-libs when they were saying whoop that trick. He's laughing at Trick Williams jokes, man. He's not cringe. It's just making sense. Lil Yachty is way better than Travis Scott on that TV. It translates way better if you ask me, man. Trick Williams is completely smoking Sami Zayn on a night, calling him Ginger Ale, Gingerbread Man, Ginger. Just called him every type of ginger in the world, dog. That was fire, man. I think Sami Zayn is doing a good job selling it too, man. At the end, he wound up hitting Trick Williams, clotheslining him or whatever. Oh yeah, you had Carmelo Hayes come out. I almost forgot about it because we all knew Carmelo Hayes was probably going to get jobbed out, man. Carmelo Hayes told Sami Zayn, put that title up. Let's hit the main event, bro. U.S. Open Challenge. Put the title up. Let me get my rematch, man. Had my fingers crossed, bro. I had my fingers crossed that Triple H was going to do the right thing and at least make it a triple threat match. Even though I wanted Sami Zayn and I wanted Trick Williams, I wanted them to tell that story. It's like, we're already here, bro. Just make it a triple threat match and let them dudes cook. Carmelo Hayes deserve it, bro. But of course they don't do that. Carmelo Hayes does all this work for the U.S. Championship just to get left off of WrestleMania. Great. Next, you got a meaningless match from Matt Cardona and Aleister Black. Wasn't it just a few weeks ago Aleister Black was beefing with Sami Zayn? Matt Cardona was beefing with Randy Orton. Somehow now they're beefing. No storyline. This is not leading up to anything to WrestleMania. None of these guys will be on WrestleMania. This storyline sucks, bro. Seriously. They should have had this on main event. I don't know what Aleister Black is doing besides a few MMA moves and a fire entrance music. Besides that, nothing. It's no feeling. This character is stale to me, dog. Matt Cardona, dog, I said this on my live yesterday, man. I wish WWE Creative just shuts up. Give Matt Cardona a pen and paper. Let him write his own creative. He could actually build something that will be fire with Aleister Black. It's just, when you keep switching up the booking and the creative, it's hard for anybody to tell their story. Next, you got Lyra Valkyria, Bayley, Lash Legend, Nia Jax. What do you want me to say about this, bro? The women's tag team division is a joke. Nothing about this storyline makes me entertained, feel compelling. It makes me want to do nothing but two things: fall asleep or hit the bathroom for the bathroom break or the snack break. Maybe I could get some nachos, hit the microwave or something like that. That is the only three things this feud has made me feel. I feel sorry for Lash Legend being stuck in this tag team. Nia Jax, I feel like she could tell a better story, but she's stuck in this tag team. Bayley, she's probably going to be jobbing out until her contract's up. Lyra Valkyria, I don't know what they're doing with her. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, I don't know what they're doing with them. Oh my God, this storyline sucks. Next, you got the future Hall of Famer, future WWE Champion, Danhausen, affecting a World Tag Team Championship match. Dog, I almost went nuclear last night because of this. The ref goes to count 1, 2, 3 for the Miz, and now the ref, because he got cursed sometime, the ref arm just started messing up and he couldn't count 3. Like, God, dog, I feel like this is a show for 4 years old. You got to be 4 or 5 to watch this and think this is entertaining. He cursed the referee in a championship match. Do you know this is why it's embarrassing to say you're watching WWE in 2026? It's embarrassing. What are we doing, bro? After that, you got Cody Rhodes coming out there, cutting a promo about really nothing, bro. Cody, you get beat up, then you come back out and just say a whole bunch of nothing. Just pack it up until WrestleMania, bro. Seriously, dog. Nobody wants to hear Cody at this time, bro. We just went through 3, 4, 5, however many horrible matches, bro. Now the last match was Sami Zayn versus Carmelo Hayes. You know, Sami Zayn went over that. Carmelo Hayes acted like he got injured. People keep hitting me like it was legit. I don't think it was legit because Sami Zayn wouldn't attack Carmelo Hayes if it was legit. You know what I mean? He would have let them put the X out, and do what they want. But this match was trash, dog. I mean, Carmelo Hayes did what he can as far as the U.S. Championship and being at Mania, but it won't happen. Hopefully, he's not really injured. And, yeah, I'm going to holler at y'all, man. This was a long, exhausted night of Crackdown. I'm sorry I'm not so upbeat and so excited about WrestleMania and Crackdown 2 weeks before WrestleMania. It is draining what this company is doing. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. What you think about TKO coming down, telling Paul Levesque whatever you got planned, scratch it. Pat McAfee's the answer. What you think about that? Also, what do you think about, I don't know, Jelly Roll didn't make it. Royce Keys didn't even get on main event. God, record sales are low for WrestleMania. Let me know what y'all think about that, though. I'm going to holler at y'all in the comments. It's Bobby Monsoon 215. Like, comment, subscribe. Bow!